You know right, assassinate. Airport and Timaya. Mojana Nanu Shegu Edigu on my yeah.
Me mo bi akwaba eba Melodies TV so. Me hu article bi a ye posti by Gabriel Trader ko. Na de pakra bo tro article no. Ye friend no Elizabeth Ohene. Now munim Elizabeth Ohene no. She's a veteran in this country. What you say? We ni partitu e wo Ghana pa. Na me baba bebo Elizabeth Ohene no. Ne bio atremo so that you see the person we are talking about. Now I don't know say article way our try no. It was just a fictional article, or it was just she was just trying to be satirical, or it really happened, because we heard some our article ni mo na nka mpese say in the kware dia na tre say IMF for any Ghana mpanyimfo nhyimu amukohia mu no enye ntokwa ketwo tre say I'll read the article and then you see the things she wrote in the article. Say no kware pan dia na say IMF for ne Ghana mpanyimfo meeting awo mo ye no. Ntokwa bi a koso between the IMF team and the Ghanaian team na enya asem ketwa. Now Elizabeth Ohene is a Ghanaian journalist and a politician. She served as Minister of State for Tertiary Education in Ghana under President John Kufuor. She had previously served as the editor of the Daily Graphic. What you say, no Elizabeth Ohene no washa you see Daily Graphic was serving as Daily Graphic was also a survey into Daily Graphic for opinion ba ko pa no into washa this article is coming from Daily Graphic. What you say into no yanko na
Melodies TV on YouTube.
Yeah mami say na sinkra no mami no o post was snake to say say na say work as snake in penny for no ehun. Now she's one of those people say aban ho tre omo a ya na oba bonten be kasa mo ati as they say sene a po adomo tre wo ye no ono nso ne dia sa na say mo be kai ya papa Sam Jonah e be ka say culture of silence ese e guru e wo Ghana no Elizabeth Ohene mu e ba betro article ma say wo mo bo papa ne chi fine e defend aban no ati ase mo nia mo be kai embra CTFM journalist National Security koko attack omo ananke ye feel say Elizabeth Ohene a woye veteran journalist obo support CTFM journalist no oba bontin betro article yana wo board journalist nechi fine nti ono so po adomo trencrofo na bi owo post e wa ban mu a woye journalist nanso asemba na wa ba kasa ma ban. Now osha article na wa tro na was say listening in on the IMF. Now any I say our columnist is a fly on the wall in the room where the talks are being held between the government and the delegation from the IMF. Inti obeso atre say ne pakra wo tro sa article we wakwa yet say once na wo meeting na say wo tie ensem a IMF for and just like I'm saying, I don't know whether this is just fictional. I don't know whether indeed it is the truth or satirical, but ode yen konsem ni mu na wo behu ensem a maame naka e na make na say no kware pan dia na ntokwa ekoso between Ghana for ne IMF for ne ntokwa ketwa. Now as the meeting is called to order, and since in this country all our meetings start with a prayer, usually a Christian prayer at the start and a Muslim prayer at the end, a man on the Ghana side is called to say a prayer. Into you say meeting na shaase no esanse Ghana for ye nkrofo bia bibie mu a eyempaebo ene ye de shaase ni nti no say ye de Christopher mpaebo shaase from beginning of the meeting na ye wie meeting na ya makremoni nso ayeden abompae nti ya frega na ni bi say won bompae na meeting na shaase. O say, dear Lord and Father of mankind, the man intoned
Melodies TV on YouTube.
We clothe us in our rightful minds and let us speak the same language and understand each other. Let flesh be damp, let sense retire. Speak through the earthquake, wind and fire, the still small voice of calm. Amen. Nsimpa bona ne bako ne bono se Nyankopon fa yen jimi echeyen na yenya bako e wo meeting ya ye ba be yi ase. Otie like the summary of Empire Bono. Now, I say, or to also I was say, I hadn't closed my eyes during the prayer, and I was watching the leader of the IMF delegation. He didn't look happy, and as soon as the amen came, he said, "We were told this was likely to be a difficult trip, but I had no idea it would be right at the start. Let me state quite clearly that we, on this side of the table, don't like the tone of the prayer." Now, I say, ono woti asem no wankata neni. Na ohwe IMF leader no, omo bekasa, ene abanfo bekasa, ohwe omu leader no nso ehwe. Ono nso nkata neni ye. Na mpaebo ne siwie ye no, ena leader no ebie na no ka say, "Yaba Ghana no yaka kire yen se Ghana yeba na ebeye din ama yen." Nanso na minim se ebeye din sei, na ye hya asie ya na mo bo mpa ya se be mu di atem sei. Mpaebo no senya wo ka se Nyankopon fa ye jimi ye ne ejimi nche yen no, mo de yen aka ho mo di atem, ye mpesa atem de na mo di yen no. Nti IMF wo panyin no akasa atre Ghana ni na wo bo mpa no. Now I say, let's move on. The man at the head of the table said, I say, "The one thing we don't have is time. Prayers are aimed at the Almighty and not at us, mere mortals. It is only when we start talking to you that you can make comments about language." In Mpaebo no one someone still working, say Mpaebo de Nyankopon ye bo mpae ma no, enye yen nipa. Ati ase. Now say, welcome to our country. You know it very well. You have been here many times. Indeed, this is the 18th time you are here on this type of trip.
Melodies TV on YouTube.
IMF penny say, welcome to Yama Nimu Unim Ghana pa because one bahabe 18 times ni. Inti Ghana de munim ha. What you say? And I say, both sides know the drill. So let's get on with it. We need some money urgently to back us up with our balance of payments. The normal avenues for money have been closed to us since the rating agencies did their number on us last year. Inti Ghana ni na walk asano. Na someone walk and say, "Yen ya yenim nti ayaba ha se. Ma yen twentwen so. Ye pesika." Last year, wo share rating agencies rating our mode ma yen no. Bosua ya ye kokobɔ no. Omo boy en bosua se wo mo mbo yembium. Inti na IMF yaba mo ho. Inti munia munim de nti a yaba mo ho. Now I say, the IMF man said, "I am not sure if this is the time to mention this, but since you asked in your prayer that we all speak the same language and be brutally frank with each other, I should tell you that there are many Ghanaians who have sent messages asking that you should be denied the funds because they say they do not agree with the way you have been spending the money in the national treasury." In the IMF, Nino, Ekache Ghana for say, Odiye, it's more bomb, but to move Empire Bonner still assure me. Also, Odiye, Empire Bonner, more bon, Odiate. More bomb by say, dear, it was a yen na ye can etre yaho. Ghana for bebre asene IMF message. And you see, I've me react on messages are Ghana for a posty under IMF for a post I say. Ati I say, it was a Ghana for bebre asene or more IMF messages say. Momo bois abain. Momo fesike bia bois abain.
Melodies TV on YouTube.
Asem no, penny no. According to this article, no, I don't know whether it's just a mere story, but according to this article, no, IMF man, no, asem wa wakatre Ghana ni no, no. And I say, we have taken the trouble to look at some of the things you have been spending money on. The loudest item is free SHS. I can tell you that this is something that has been discussed in our offices over the past 4 years, and the feeling is you were getting above yourselves. Now, I say IMF ni no asama was also kind of say for 4 years ni e idea wo mo to your office wa brochi ho a wo mo hwe Ghana yesika sempa ye na sa free SHS no ya idea for 4 years ni wo mo discuss Ati I say, if you want some free advice, not just say wo mo betu aban for e wo free SHS ne ho. Or see, if you want some free advice, I would suggest you name it compulsory SHS. It was O2 aban for say, sa free SHS no, aban and name no compulsory SHS, right? Or see, free is political. It connotes campaigning for votes, and the IMF cannot be seen to be doing anything that will make a government or political party popular. Compulsory is more like what the IMF does. We don't do free things, we impose things. The IMF wants them to say, so free SHS now buying can or months a dino and compulsory SHS because free SHS no as a too political. IMF friends no and your more the say sabi omo bebu obi na nipa ko no de akwa akoye politics. Enti no omo IMF no omo nya nyama free. Omo de omo mpesa free nyama no. Omo impose things on people. You know, say at least that is the reputation we have. A reputation that we got from years of bad mouthing from some people sitting across the table in this room. It is any waka say, yeah, the IMF, yeah, the munimian say, yeah, the ahotri ne to nkrofo and yeah, the nsam to nkrofo so no say ane, yeah, the nsam to nkrofo so because mo MPP for amotina room hey, sa na mo aka atre Ghana for efa ye ho. Mo say ye din ama nkrofo hu say IMF sebe ye bonsam. Internal work can say at least that's the reputation we have and the reputation we got from years of bad mouthing from some people sitting across the room in this table. Actually, I say now I say the next chapter austerity, right? Austerity say I mean the severity of manner or attitude. You can say austerity address difficult economic conditions created by governments measures to reduce public expenditure. Okay, see, let's read under this subtitle austerity. I say at this stage, the man at the head of the table cleared his throat loudly. Mister, he said, inti IMF penyino wakase wi njem se sisi ano Ghana ni nso bekasa ena opro ni minimum ena obo IMF penyini din. I say, Mister, he said, the word out there was that the IMF had changed its ways and was no longer synonymous with austerity. But it seems your language remains unchanged. And so I say, the ayatene say IMF no mo asesa. Na first senya na ye nim say mote no enya sa na mote. But ye ha o kasa wo ka no ase IMF no mo nsesa ye. Ba ye ndie ye te ye say IMF no mo asesa. Now I say, I know that you have some preconceived ideas about us, and I think it is fair that I tell you how we see you, just so nobody is under any illusion. Into country IMF ni say, "Oh, ba no ye ni say mo afa ye ho adwe because in some wo kan utumi hu ne say mo buafu ye ndeda ansa na mo ba." Yate. Sanya mo hu ye ya mo so mo ka mo adwen wo IMF boss no wo ka wa adwen atre ye no. Ye nso ye be bobo ya adwen atre mo. Ati ase inti aha wono nso Ghana ni nso ebe kana adwen atre IMF wo no. I say you deal in poverty. We have set our minds on prosperity. You are happy helping countries to just about manage to keep their heads above the waterline. We want to transform our economy to grow into an established and prosperous nation. Into say IMF one there, omo de ehiafo ena omo ne omo dili. IMF no omo de ane say ho atre wa no mo epagya wa akwa say wo bi ehye nsuo mu a wo mem no. IMF no ne de ane say wo be pagya wuti aba beto nsuo no eni. Wo de a wo say wo ye ne say wo be yie frem nti aban no ne de ono ohwe kan esen IMF no. That's basically what the man was trying to tell IMF no. I say it is not the happiest day of our lives to have you here poring over our books. There is nobody among you or at your headquarters back in Washington, D.C. who is more adept at figures than we are. And when it comes to the language of economics, you have nothing to teach us. Hey! To a country IMF one say, Masa, eye bibi na aba o. Ena mote a mo hwehwehwehwe ye books mo. Na ye kampa mo nkrofo mo IMF fo efi etre ekosi form mo nkrofo bi eni ho a wo mo aben sen omo aban nkrofo. Ozi IMF fo ni bi eni ho a wa ben esen aban nkrofo. Omo nkrofo bi eni ho a wa ben sen aban nkrofo. Eba na economy a IMF fo no we Ghana for na bensin omo Ghana for no muti sa dan mu ho no ne IMF for ne ti dan mu ho no wo ma bensin IMF for no hey obi a ho tre wa ukwaje mwa wanu tobe eni Utuno. Utuno say what bensi omo and oho kwatro omo no mo ba bebo. Anyway, let's continue. I say, we have asked you to come because we are faced with what the elders among us call nyawame. Hey, I don't understand this. I see, the word is not translatable. Okay. I say, look into your books carefully, and you'll find that we were keeping to the straight and narrow, and the figures demonstrate as much up to the end of 2019. This is the government, after all, that brought legislation to restrict all governments to not exceed 5% deficit spending. If it is a question of ideology, that is what we believe in. It's kwa. If I couldn't yi kwa tre IMF say yen ye say odi ehwe hwesenia ye spend ye nyama ewo books na de ama monimu ye de ya ben sebo o ka tre IMF no. See, the issues that have brought us to this state of affairs are truly beyond the normal. Since the inception of the IMF, it is not likely that we can find the convergence of so many extraordinary events that wreak havoc on an economy. Also, the COVID-19 pandemic by itself is enough to have turned the world upside down, and it did. The repercussions are still reverberating around the world, with both the economic and health consequences hitting us hard. If ever there was a lesson in how interwoven the world had become, we are learning it from the effect of Mr. Putin's adventures in Ukraine on our pocket books here in Accra. It's Ocean somewhere, if I couldn't catch IMF for no, but so I try IMF for the massa. The entire Momo Bahano, and yes, a bia yen, a yashada, a mismanage ye sikane yen sense mo. The entire Momo Bahano, and they say, and Yamabi Nasi, COVID si, Russian tokwesi. Emma affect the economy, my economy no at Japan, Saints and the Yatons are from when there's a Momo been seeing a more betray and ye, Chese, more betray and say, I said, ye young Colao room how. It's gone and in someone walk at IMF for no. I say, we had inherited some dodgy contracts which impose excess capacity charges in the energy sector. They are enough to bring any economy to its knees. Inti ha say no, omu blame Mahama. E kana ebeda o minus na IMF na ye kono. Omu de to Mahama nso so. Se Mahama time no. Anso ko sign a contract bi a contract na de eka abre Kufuado a Kufuado etia na se e kana kra no etumi ma economy no etete pansan. Asemo a wo mo kano no. I say we had undertaken a major cleanup of our banking sector. It was expensive but necessary, and it is something that would normally have won us a lot of kudos, but having done it just before the onset of the cataclysmic world events meant the staffing was knocked out of us. Into where the equa was also a blame banking sector no. Say and also the cabre or mine na banking sector ne de na Ghana fo behu nyama pa ewo mu abo aban baso na so wo mo clear banking sector no ewie ye na COVID ede ne hu gi mu ntia na ase Ghana fo enhye na hu papa ya e course wo banking sector no emu. So you are not dealing with a group of know nothing spendthrift who have spent their way into trouble. So I say wo ka tre IMF one say sebe enye womo ne kwahwe kwafo bi a womu nim hwe asabe de omu nim ane se omu de omu diskanyafo na omu ne omu dili na womo a womo te ho no womo abempa womu nim de omu ye. I say if it would make you feel any happier, let me tell you that we have recognized more keenly than ever before that countries like ours are at a great disadvantage in the world economic architecture as currently constructed. The past 9 months of trying to find a way out of the economic morass we found ourselves has brought home to us more than ever before the painful truth that we must be self-reliant and take Ghana truly beyond aid. Also, we also know that in the scheme of things, in the world, you are powerful. Our bonds are suddenly attractive on the bond market, and friendly lenders who wouldn't return our calls are suddenly making offers simply because the IMF has come into Accra. I say we accept that you have the key to unlocking the international financial market. If there is a Muslim among you, can he say the closing prayer, please? And we will bring today's meeting to an end. Or say, there is a Muslim among them, and he said, now that you recognize our power, all I need to say is Amen. And Amen. Internet for this is the article. A veteran journalist, Yamami Elizabeth Ohene Wodiaba, Senya Makano. I don't know whether it is based on truth. A course will meeting us, but if indeed no carry a course will meeting us, it tells you the tension. Senya Sabi indirectly, ye did ye want them it will meeting us. It's here for some kid to hey, I don't know, but I maybe it's just fiction. Maybe the veteran journalist is just trying to be creative, but I don't know. But if indeed this is what happened, then I'm telling you, Charlie, this is serious. Much try your comment box, Nemo. That's it.